Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio. Today, we're going to be learning Excuse from Minecraft Volume Alpha, music composed by C418. The sheet music is going to be in the cards as well as the descriptions below. And you can also uh, now I'll put some more links after this video is over as well. And now, when you're done with this lesson, go ahead and try to test your knowledge by checking out the tutorial as well, which will be in the whatever I mentioned as well. You'll find links there as well. Because this lesson is more of a blueprint on how to practice and like a plan of action. When you use these tutorials, it'll be more like a self-test, a self-guide to really see if you're understanding the stuff I'm trying to show you here, okay? Where does your technique need to be at for this one? Well, it is for intermediate. This is one of the easier arrangements though, one of the easier songs. So you're just gonna be playing chords. It's not that fast, so not a lot of fancy stuff going on here, but you also need to be able to use the pedal and be comfortable covering a different, like a pretty decent range, okay? We're gonna be going up and down on the piano, okay? Other thing is, I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, this is Excuse. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification bell so you can catch whenever I go live, and you can also catch my tutorials as well. If I remember that thought, I'll come back. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. If you have trouble note reading at this level, that shouldn't be a problem, okay? Just hands down. I'm gonna be blunt. You know, if you're intermediate and you can't read notes, that's a problem. There's something wrong. Okay, that's not normal. All right, so you either drop down and do some easier music, or you can stay at this level, try to figure it all out by ear, and learn to read at the same time. It's a simple process. I've got live streams to help you guys out. Okay, let me show you how to practice this. It's just a couple pages, so it's gonna be nice and short and sweet. Get this out the way, hopefully. Okay. So, two concepts before we start to learn this is chunking and spaced repetition. I will explain to you as we go on. All right, so from the beginning. Okay, and actually, since it is shorter, let me give you some smaller sections. So instead of that, we'll just go 4 measures at a time. So first 4 measures, connecting it to the first note of the next chunk. That's very important. You gotta connect it. If you don't connect it, you're gonna have to waste more time connecting it. So if you do it this way, that automatically gets figured out for you. So let me play from the beginning just to the 5th measure. One more time for you guys. That's a little too fast. Right there, okay? So you can tell you're gonna use a lot of pedal here because it's nice. You want that harmony to come out, okay? We just have a couple notes in the right hand. So what we're gonna do, because usually I like to simplify by doing hands separate, but in cases like this, you can just practice both hands. So from the beginning to measure 15 or 5, 5th measure, see if you can try with me. Ready, go. Okay, we're gonna move on, do the next 4 measures. There's no measure numbers here, so we're gonna do the next 4 measures and connect it to the next note, okay? Stopping right there, and we're continuing to do just hands together, because again, it's really not that complicated. All right, together, ready, go. Alright, so when you're pedaling this, you can get away with using a lot of pedal. The harmonies, okay? So it's like, use that to really experiment. Although that is a little bit of advanced concept on pedaling. It's a very difficult concept actually. It's not as easy as people might think it is. Just experiment with it. You can do maybe 1 measure at a time, 2 measures, 4 measures, maybe even 8 measures, maybe even the whole page. I'm not gonna do that, but you know. All right, so we have one part. We have the next part. We simply are going to put that together. So we're just building bigger sections. Pretty common sense stuff, but kind of surprising people don't practice this way. All right, so from the beginning to the ninth measure, okay? So it's half of the page. So let me play it for you first. Okay, and then we're going to try it together. Ready, go. Okay, so I didn't really explain how many times you really need to practice that because we need to talk about spaced repetition. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. The traditional approach where you try to like, it's almost like the traditional way of memorizing, where you try to do like 10, 20 times in a row over and over and over and over again until you get it or until you memorize. That's not really a good way to practice. Instead, what I teach in my studio is spaced repetition. You're gonna try it a few times here. You're gonna wait a little bit, keep practicing, maybe do something else, come back to it, and practice it again a little bit later. So you know this first part, maybe you practice it, and then 10 minutes later, you set a timer, whatever you want to use, and then you go back and you practice it one more time, and then maybe even just not practice it for the entire day, and then come back the next day. Okay? Sorry, I thought I saw something. Okay, so I hope I made that point. I don't really want to explain too much of it because it's I could go on for hours. You don't want me to do that. So look it up online after this lesson is over. Spaced repetition. Okay, we're going to cover the next half of the page, next 4 measures actually. Simple. You just repeat this process, okay? Just these 2 things, chunking and repetition, okay? Spaced repetition. Okay, let's try it together. Ready, go. Okay, and you notice I am playing each section before we try it. If you're at home, you might try to like, you know, play it a little bit, figure it out on your own. So be my guest with that. But the point I'm trying to make here is just I'm doing a lot of demonstration here. For you at home, whenever you're practicing piano, you need to be incorporating like listening to lots of music, especially the music that you're playing and studying, and then watching a lot of these videos. The reason why I like this because the videos, because we got the visual and the audio, so you got both of it, so many different senses. And I'll tell you hands down, the students that do the best in my studio, they study the videos a lot. The ones that don't, kind of a little arrogant, I would say, a little cocky, okay, like they don't do so well because they don't reference the videos. Okay, you need to know how it's supposed to sound. All right, let's try it together. Ready, go. Okay, now we're gonna go to the bottom of the page. Next 4 measures, okay? I'm not gonna hold this because it's about 1, 2, 3 measures where it's just all whole notes. So when you're practicing at home, you can actually look to, you don't have to play it exactly the way it is written. You know, if you can find some ways to kind of shorten the time, save your time, that's a really good idea. So I just went up to where that whole note is but starting because you really want me to hold it for the 16 beats? I don't think so. Okay, let's go back and try it together. Ready, go. Right there, simply go back and put it together now. Like, take a guess where we're going to start from. If you need to pause it, go ahead. We're going to start from the 3rd row from the bottom. We're just going to put it together, the second half of the page, okay? Listen first. Try it together. Ready, go. That's a pretty nice song. Okay, so we had half of a page, common sense. Now we're just gonna do the entire page. Listen first. Okay, together now. Ready, go. Yeah, now going on to the second page, and as we continue to practice, I'm not really gonna give you a lot of prompts. I'm not really gonna say a lot what's going on to see if you're really understanding the stuff. So I'm just going to play the next part, and then we're gonna try it together. Of course, I'll tell you when we try it together. Okay. Last thing I want to ask is if you have enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If it's valuable for you, let me know. And also share this video with a person that would appreciate it. I think they would appreciate it as well, and I would appreciate you definitely. Okay, let's keep it going. Four measures, okay, so notice something a little bit new from here is, that's about it. Okay, so let's try this together. Ready, go. Okay, by the way, make sure you stick around for the recap at the end if you want to review the most important concepts of this song. Okay, next four measures, maybe next four measures. Together, ready, go. Okay, and we are actually going to do one more because if you look at the first page, there were four different chunks, four different parts, okay? Here, it looks to me like there's only three. So instead of going back and putting them together, because then you would have 2/3 of it, doesn't really make much sense. We're gonna finish off the rest of this section and then go back and put these three parts together. Stop right there, okay? A lot of ties, a lot of whole notes, so careful with the counting. Here you have a fermata, that note before the last part. Fermata, if you don't know what a fermata is, it pretty much doubles the value of the note. So it's a whole note, it's like two whole notes, okay? Anyway, this part too, I don't really think you need to count it exact. You might want to do it with the metronome a couple times to make sure you're counting it right before it. But after that, you can kind of play around with the tempo a little bit. You can stretch it, okay? Let's try that last part. Ready, go. I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you could count to 8 if you want. All right. Now we'll go back and put this section together. Listen first. All right, together now. Ready, go. Alright, didn't come out. Alright, it's the old piano. Sometimes the note doesn't come out. Alright, now we simply have the last part here. Little crescendos, if you want. So if you look at that, crescendo poco a poco, a little bit at a time. So you're going to crescendo all the way to the end. Okay, let's try it together. Ready, go. Alright, probably one of the shortest lessons I've ever had. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As promised, here's a quick recap. Where's your technique supposed to be at here is intermediate, but it's not exactly intermediate because you hear it, there's not a lot of stuff going on here. You have to be comfortable with moving up and down the keyboard, of course. You know, it's a limited range, but you need to be comfortable with that limited range at least, moving up and down. Pedaling, you can get away with a lot of pedal with this because it's very harmonic in a sense, okay? So experiment with a lot of pedal. The two most important concepts on how to practice that we learned today is spaced repetition and chunking. Chunking is pretty obvious. You just do one part at a time and you slowly build it up. So here, if you look at the first page, there are 4 parts to this first section and then the entire section, okay? If you look at the second page, then there are 3 little chunks. There's that section. And the last part is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 measures. It's about, if you're dividing into 4 measures at a time or 8 measures at a time. So the last part is a little bit smaller, okay? So 3 different parts. It's kind of obvious with this one, beginning, middle, and end. What's the other thing? Make sure you watch a lot of the videos too. Once you learn the stuff, this lesson is supposed to be an instruction manual for you guys. And then when you go to the tutorial, it's kind of like you're playing the video game to try to figure out if you really understand the directions, okay? Last but not least, make sure you subscribe and also hit up the links for more useful stuff. You go to my website, there's a lot more content there that's totally free, better organized. And you can find the sheet music as well. Hit up the cards, hit up the description, and then you can also check the comments below. I'll pin a comment for the upcoming schedule of live lessons. All right, thank you guys so much. That's it. I'll see you guys next time, and happy practicing.